Good evening, everyone. Welcome to CarnivorousGrama Speaks. Tonight, I am here for a solo live stream. I did not have a guest, but I do have a link in the chat for anyone who wants to come in and be a guest on the show. Tonight, we are going to cover all the things about carnivore. I'm going to talk a little bit about my October challenge and how did that go for me. And then, where did I land? What am I doing for the month of November? And we're going to go ahead and get into it. So if you are interested in coming on, this is a hop on, hop off show tonight. So if you're interested in coming in, just let me know by clicking that link that I have in the chat there. And then we'll have you come in and you can talk a little bit about your story. So tonight is just all about what has been going on over the last few months. As you know, if you've been watching my story and my channel, I have been doing a whole bunch of challenges. So over the last probably 4 months, I've been doing a challenge every single month. Hey, Faith and Hope, welcome. So glad you're here tonight. Thank you for coming in. I've been doing challenges every single month. I started out doing some lean days and, trying various intermittent fasting techniques and etc. And for the last 2 months, I've been doing high fat carnivore. So I've been doing a stick of butter a day. So I'm trying to figure out, will a stick of butter a day make your pants fall off? So that saying comes from Butter Bob Briggs, who was a content creator over 10 years ago. And he was talking about how the health benefits of eating a stick of butter a day. And so, so I thought back to that after I did a couple of months of doing lean days and things like that. I determined that I didn't feel as happy. I'll just put it that way. I did not feel as happy doing those lean days. So I thought I would try the high fat challenge. Now, in my group, the Fierce Felines, we have a nurse. Her name is Laura. She's a big advocate and a proponent for high fat for women. And so I thought I will try it. So the first month I did that was the month of September. Didn't really lose any weight. Didn't really gain any weight. No really big change, but I noticed that I felt a lot better. I felt really, really good on that higher fat. So I did it again for the month of October. In October, I decided that I wasn't going to do any quote unquote dieting per se. I was just going to do my regular carnivore way of eating, not trying to limit any of the different meats. So, sometimes people will do a lion diet, which is primarily ruminant meats, or they will do like a sea lion diet, which is ruminant meats plus seafood, or, some variation like that. So I decided that I wasn't going to do anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and have all the meats. So I was going to have chicken and pork and beef and lamb and whatever I decided I wanted. I had one day where we had crab legs, which was absolutely fabulous. My mom brought them for us, so that was fun. But what I was going to do is I was going to be doing that stick of butter every single day. And so that's what I did for the month of September. And I noticed a few things. So the first thing I want to mention, I have this pin on myself because I just came from a birthday party. Apparently, I didn't lose my pin because I'm still wearing it. Let me take that off. But anyway, so I wanted to do that high fat stick of butter a day. And I noticed that every time I ate chicken, I had an issue. So I'm also doing daily GKI testing. So I'm testing my ketones and my blood glucose. Typically, I test it right before eating a meal. Last couple of days, I've been doing it like a couple hours after a meal because I forget to do it before I eat. But and I noticed that every time I eat chicken, my blood glucose would be higher the next morning, and then my ketones would be lower. I also noticed that I didn't feel as good as I did on other days when I didn't have chicken. So that was a challenge because I really, really like chicken. I love chicken wings. I love chicken thighs. I like chicken soup. I just made a whole new recipe for chicken, quote unquote, noodle soup, where the chicken is the noodles, and it was so delicious. But when I ate it, my ketones dropped, and my blood glucose went up. And then I also noticed like some things, like I would have a runny nose, some kind of congestion, those types of things. So another one that I noticed is that when I eat eggs, egg whites in particular, they don't make me feel good. So even today, I made salmon croquettes, and I added whole eggs to that. And I noticed that after I ate that, I didn't feel as good. I didn't feel as good. So I'm wondering if I'm having, chicken and egg issues. So for the month of November, have determined that I'm going to go ahead and keep out the chicken. So I'm going to make an exception for poultry though, for Thanksgiving, because it's Turkey Day. So I will have turkey on Thanksgiving, but other than that, I'm not planning to have chicken at all in the month of November. Once again, I have in the chat the link if you want to come in and be part of this conversation. I'm inviting you guys to come in and come on and share your story tonight. So you can click the link that I put in the chat if you can see that. I can also put it in again. Let me do that just in case. I don't know what you guys are seeing over there. So, but if you want to come in, you can click the link and come in, and I'll be happy to have you on and we can hear a little bit of your story. Okay. So again, I was, doing that high fat challenge, stick of butter. So I did notice that when I do regular butter, it doesn't feel as good as when I do ghee. So I've been doing this brown butter ghee, and hopefully you guys have seen the video. I've showed a couple of times how I'm doing this with the 4 sticks of butter. Just put it on and let it just like cook until it turns into brown butter. So good, you guys. It tastes like toffee. It's so delicious. And so when I put that brown butter in, when I use the brown butter and cook those milk solids off and drain them off, the ghee makes me feel really good. And it's so funny because it's different between just regular butter, just taking it out and putting a half a stick of butter in my coffee and putting a scoop of that ghee. It really keeps me satiated much longer than regular butter. So there's something in the milk solids that does make me feel hungrier. And so, I'm learning how these different things impact my body and how do I feel when I try them. So, Faith and Hope says, I made such a mess my first try. Ghee is so simple to make, but you want to make sure you keep your eye down low. I noticed this last time I made it, I put it on the stove, I put it on low, and I went to work. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been like an hour. I better go and check the ghee. And it was almost done. But it's almost like I have to forget that it's there because I want to keep checking it. And it takes a long time to cook it if you cook it on low. If you turn it up too high, it's going to burn. So you don't want that. You want to kind of like get it in between burned and, not done enough, because I like mine really brown, and it's absolutely, absolutely delicious. So yeah, I'm sorry, Faith and Hope. That's a bummer that you torched it. Yeah. So the ghee is really nice. So what have I been doing with my ghee, you guys? It's so good, I'm telling you. It's absolutely fantastic. And I see Carnivore K coming in. Hey, Carnivore K. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm inviting you in. Anybody who wants to come in and be on the show tonight, I would love to bring you in. So there's a link in the chat if you want to come in and introduce yourself. So the ghee is going in my coffee. That's the primary thing that I'm doing with it. Is I drink 2 cups of coffee per day. In those 2 cups of coffee, I have my Keto Brains Nootropic, which is it's for brain health, and it does have carbs. Technically, not carnivore, but it's worth it to me because of my goals with my brain health and the struggles that I was having with word searching and kind of still having a little bit of my brain slowness, I'll call it. But when I incorporated that Keto Brains Nootropic, it's really, really good for me. So not everybody will want to do that. And certainly on a carnivore way of eating, you may want to consider, because it does have mushroom in it, but it really, really works for me. So that's in my coffee. And then I have collagen, and my collagen is beef, derived beef collagen. And I have a couple of favorites. I keep those links down in my show notes or in my comments, so you can see those links down there. Native Path is the one that I really like, and then there's another one that's in the notes that you guys can check out if you're interested in trying collagen. Collagen's really good. So what it does for me is it really helps with my hair. Now, I've been using collagen for many years now. My mom and I kind of started using it way back when I first started keto. We found out about collagen, and so we've been using it. But what I noticed is that over the course of the years, I'll tell you what happened. My hair was falling out on keto. It was dropping. I lost like half of my hair. My hair has always been really, really thick. Once I started using collagen, then my hair started to thicken back up, and it's really thick again now, like almost like it was when I was a kid. And so that really, really helps. So that's what collagen does for me. I know a lot of people say that it benefits their nails, but I don't really get that. My nails are super weak, and they just don't really get the benefit from collagen. There may be some other supplement that I would need to incorporate in order to get the benefit for the nails. So it's got that. And then iodine. I'm using the Lugol's 2%, iodine 10 drops. My understanding is that most of us are depleted of iodine. Certainly you can have a test done and find that out. But I didn't. I took, I think it's Dr. Georgia Ede that talked about that. Am I talking about the right person? You guys will know which one it is that talks about iodine, and that most of us are iodine deficient. And so I started taking iodine as soon as I heard that, because what I know is that I'm no longer using the Umbrella Girl salt, and that is iodized. And so I don't use anything that has, use that salt that has the iodine in it. So I thought it made sense to me that I would be iodine depleted, especially given the nature of our food and the depletion of the land and all of that. And plus I'm not eating any of the, those vegetables and stuff that come out of the land. So I thought iodine would be perfect. So I'm doing 2%, 10 drops. My intent is to buy the 5% when I have to restock. I'll do the 5%. I'll start with 2 drops, and then we'll go from there and see how many we need. So Carnivore K, absolutely. I would love to have you. Most definitely, I will take you up on that. So for sure, next time. So that's what I have in the coffee. Sometimes I add element in there. We're definitely going to talk about element tonight because it's a hot topic. And I kind of want to give you guys my position on it. And, You can agree with me, not agree with me. It's okay. I'm not dogmatic over here. So I'm happy with you, whatever you decide to do. So, can I tell any difference taking the iodine? I really wish I would have journaled how I was feeling when I first started taking it, because I've been taking it for a while now, and I'm not sure that I feel any different. But hopefully, at a cellular level, things are happening that are good for my body. So that's why I continue to use it, even though I don't feel like, ooh, I have great energy because I'm taking iodine, or whatever. I'm sleeping better because I'm taking iodine. I'm not having anything that's like the stars are shining and the sky's opening up, and I feel this because of the iodine. But hopefully, I'm hoping that within my body, the things are happening. Oh, we have somebody popping in. Let's bring this person in. All right. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Robyn, how you doing?
You are on mute. Oh, hold on. Okay, let's see. Let's see if you can get your audio going.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Here, Charlie is one of the most supportive people that I have met in the carnivore community. So we'll let him get his together. So anyway, with that coffee, then I add that ghee. So I use probably a close to a stick of butter. If I'm using the ghee, oh, you can hear him? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me see what's going on. Is it me?
Oh,
Hold on, maybe it's me. Okay, it's me.
okay. Can you hear me?
There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I know you guys can hear me, but I cannot hear Charlie, so that's weird. Let me take my headphones off.
All right. Let's see. Oh, can you hear me now?
Okay, Charlie, try again.
All right. Can you hear me now?
That is crazy.
All right.
Well, interesting. Let me try one more thing here.
All right.
Let's see what's going on with my speakers.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Very weird.
All right.
Maybe I'm the one who needs to go out and come back in and see if I can get it to work again.
Let me try coming back.
I will do that. Charlie, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and I'm going to go out and come back in and see if we can get this thing working for me. All right.
Okay. So Carnivore K, you say that you can hear me correct still? All right. Awesome. Awesome. My name's Charlie. I've actually been on Robyn's channel before, a couple months ago. So I've been doing carnivore. Oh, there's Robyn.
Working.
All right, cool. Can you hear me now? Awesome. Yeah, I just introduced myself. My name's Charlie. That I've actually been on your channel before, a couple months ago, I think. But still going pretty strong. I like that. Joined the felines men's group, so that's an interesting take on community. Because traditionally I had been just kind of lurking in the chat room and occasionally commenting and stuff, but what it is there's this Marco Polo app, and you basically send 30-second 1 to 2 minute clips to each other in the group through that. So it's very nice. I'm still getting used to the format, but I think I like it. So it's a way to make the virtual community smaller. I'm someone that like in school and stuff, I would always do well in like really small classrooms versus like big classrooms. We're kind of anonymous there. So yeah, I've been doing carnivore since last June. So I guess that's 15 months or 15, 16 months and counting. So I've maintained my 180-pound weight loss for the past, 4 or 5 months. Robyn, I was listening to your October challenge, and I wasn't necessarily doing it for this reason, but I hadn't checked the scale all of October. And so I finally checked it this morning when I was at the gym, and I had successfully maintained weight, which is part of my goal, considering I went to, KPL, I went to several nice dinners throughout the month. And it was a particularly stressful time for work with year-end financials. We produced the financial statements, so that was kind of a big month for us. So I was pretty happy to maintain weight.
Yes.
I looked at my inches and stuff like that too. It's still at 39 inches, waist and stuff. So
Nice.
pretty happy there. Where I'm at right now, I've already hit my goal weight, but
congratulations.
Yeah, I've maintained my goal weight, but I don't know. It feels a little weird to say that, I'm trying to maintain weight. I don't know. It's almost like playing not to lose, which isn't as, motivating, I guess. So I've been trying to do different things, figure out like the fitness aspect of that part of the lifestyle. So what I've kind of settled in on right now is, like 3 times a week, I'll do these group exercise classes because they tend to work out parts of the body I don't like to work out. Or if I do work it out, I take really long breaks in between sets. So it kind of forces me outside of my comfort zone. I kind of build some connections that way. There's, misery loves company when you're all working out really hard.
Right.
And then occasionally, if there's enough people, I'll play racquetball for my cardio and sprinting. So that's kind of what I've settled on right now, and then doing push-ups on my own, regardless of, the gym. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out the exercise and movement piece of it, because I'm able to kind of draw that connection of, when I do a squat, that's basically like sitting up and down, kind of preparing to age well, I guess.
Yes. Laura talks about that all the time, about the functional portion of the movement, that there are certain different movements that as we age, we want to be able to continue to do well, like being able to get up off the floor.
Yep.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really kind of my goal. I'm kind of thinking about it from that perspective, like paying attention to my most common everyday movements. So, I just got in from doing some garden work, which involves a lot of like bending down and bending back up and, stuff like that. So, I'm not necessarily looking to be like a competitive athlete or anything like that, but just to do those daily movements really well to make it easy for me as I go along. So.
Awesome. Charlie, I want to say how much I appreciate you coming in to be part of the Felines Marco Polo men's group. It's such an encouragement to those of us that are in the men's group. We're not men. We are thankful because you're encouraging us with the way that you are doing your movement and continuing to be active and maintaining your weight loss. And so that's the great thing about the Marco Polo groups, is that it's a small group. We limit those groups to 10. The men's group is very small. It's just a couple people right now. But, but it's just that motivation and that encouragement that we can give to each other. And even us as the sort of the team leads, we still need encouragement too. So we appreciate you, Charlie.
Thanks. And I appreciate you guys as well. So I like this idea of community. I mean, that's another aspect I'm trying to figure out too, because I think like a lot of people in the keto carnivore community, they're part of multiple tribes. It's not just one tribe. It's many overlapping, interlocking ones, which is great. So you get a lot of different perspectives going there. So one thing with exercise is that with the carnivore diet, it's really changed my attitude towards movement and exercising in general. So I don't, I can kind of brag on this, that I don't do any like form of caffeine and stuff, but I have enough energy to do some really intense workouts. I'm always trying to test my physical limits at, 41 years old, and gotten pretty good results. I mean, there's areas for improvement always, but I used to view exercise as a way to erase or mitigate the effects of cheat meals in a previous life when I was trying to moderate on keto. And so, exercise was viewed almost as a form of atonement or self-punishment.
Punishment, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but now that I don't have those cheat meals, it's, exercise works in the same general direction as the diet does, where, I'm trying to improve my energy levels. I'm not really sore, even though I work out pretty intensely. And I don't know. I really love the carnivore way. I mean, I've had to greatly simplify it, but it works. So I like it.
It definitely works. Okay, Charlie, before I let you jump off, tell us what you're eating in a day.
Oh, so like this morning I had fried chicken skins in deep fried in tallow. So I would go to this company called US Wellness Meats, and if you buy like 15 pounds of it in bulk, it's a little less than $7 a pound for pasture raised chicken skins. And I eat that quite a bit, but I don't know, kind of like you, I have issues on chicken, which is interesting. So with chicken skins, it's got that nice combination of chewy and crunchy at the same time, especially when fried in tallow. But I don't know, I seem to get headaches from it, and it's not very filling for me. So I've had to eat it with some butter, some cold butter. And that kind of makes it more filling per pound, I guess. So, and then I had steak in my air fryer and then some deviled eggs. So I used avocado mayo and just, the egg yolks, basically. It's just kind of a simplified deviled eggs. And that's lately what I've been eating all week. I'll kind of rotate between those three items. And I'll throw in some brisket too. So
Yes.
Kind of change things up.
So I think my problem is that I really love the variety and I like to make recipes. I love to cook. And so I'm constantly trying to think of different ways and combinations and recipes and stuff. And so I will say this before you get off. My October challenge, I just want to put this out here. I gained 5 pounds.
Ooh.
I gained 5 pounds. And I was like, what? I was bummed out. But I mean, so here's the thing. I decided that I'm going to do high fat for 90 days, no matter what. Same way I did carnivore, right? So that fact that I gained 5 pounds in the last month, I'm not letting that deter me from continuing with the high fat because I want to give it 90 full days to see, is it going to actually work for me, or is there a different kind of tweaking that I need to do? So, yeah. So I'm really happy for you, Charlie, that you, in October, that you maintained your weight.
Oh yeah. I had gone to like a Brazilian steakhouse. I think Laura talked about it, where I out ate everybody at my table. And
Yes, I heard about that.
Then the following week, I had a really nice dinner with my wife to celebrate our 18th wedding anniversary, and went to a nice steakhouse. And I polished off a 40-ounce tomahawk steak, which was
whoa.
When my wife went to the bathroom, I was like gnawing on the bone and stuff. I was like, I know I'm not supposed to do that at fancy restaurants.
But that's what it's there for. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy that I've been able to, maintain weight and, increase my muscular endurance, like when I'm doing exercises and just general movement. So yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And I'll see you in the Marco Polo group.
Yep, absolutely. Bye.
Bye. So if anybody else wants to come in and tell your story, please feel free. I'm going to pop that link in the chat again. I was talking about coffee. So I will say this, that I'm doing 1/2 decaf every day. And then the second one is a decaf. So if you guys remember, anybody who's been around here this long knows that I gave up coffee last year, October. And about, I don't know, a few months ago, I brought back decaf. So now I'm like on half decaf, one half decaf, and one regular decaf coffee per day. So 2 cups, but my cups are big. So if you see my cups, you know my cups are huge. Like my first cup is a 16-ounce cup, and my second cup is like 12 ounces. So I'm gonna call them cups, but they're actually jumbo jack size cups. So, but the ghee in the coffee is so good. Have you guys tried ghee in your coffee? It's absolutely delicious, especially the brown butter ghee. So as I was saying, for the ghee, I like to cook those milk solids until they get really, really dark. And it gives off like a caramely type of a smell. And so it tastes like toffee. It's just not sweet. And the milk solid portion of it is super salty. So all that salt that's in the butter, it feels like it stays with the milk solids. And then the ghee part of it is the part that I put in the coffee typically. So it's really good. I really, really enjoy it. I do want to talk about Element because I sometimes do put Element in my coffee, and I have been using Element for quite some time. I've been using it for some years now. So even before I started my YouTube channel, I've been using Element. So I'm going to bring up, I actually have got I reached out to Element because I wanted to understand about this maltodextrin. So Element is supposed to have a very small amount of maltodextrin. And so I was like seeing all these content creators talking about this, and like Layla's here. Layla's here. Layla, you can come in and say hello. That's my granddaughter, Layla. She has on a wig. Weird.
They don't.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's Halloween. First off, because my hair is short, but I like it, and also because I love this wig for no reason.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Layla. All right. So I wanted to reach out to Element for myself to find out. So yes, they're saying that Element was supposed to have like this minute. First of all, it wasn't supposed to have any sketchy ingredients, right? So if you look on their website, no sketchy ingredients. We were all confident of the fact that Element did not have maltodextrin, but it did. It did. It had a small amount according to what I understood, right? So and then come to find out, it's like it's not this like tiny minuscule amount. It's a pretty good size amount of maltodextrin that's in it. And so I reached out to Element for myself to find out. And I asked them, what's the deal with the maltodextrin? And I was, telling them I'm planning to make a video. I haven't made my video yet, but I will be making a video. So the plain does not. And also the fizzy one. I can't think of what they call it right now. Sparkling. Element Sparkling does not have maltodextrin. So when you look at the flavored packets have maltodextrin. So what Element told me is, yes, the flavored Element drink mixes contain a small amount of maltodextrin. We hear you, and we're working to address concerns raised by folks who are sensitive to maltodextrin, even in small amounts. And then they have a blog. I'm going to put the link to this blog in the chat so that you guys can take a look at it at your leisure. So they're using something called natural flavors. And as we know, natural flavors can contain all kinds of horrifying things. And so, I think I put the wrong, hold on, let me just get this blog thing. I put the wrong thing. Hold on one second. Let me get it. Let me see if I can get it. Here it is. Let's try that again. So that link that I just put is the StreamYard. Oh, it won't come in as a link. I'll put it in the show notes, okay? So come back to the show notes and take a look, and I'll make sure that I put that link in there because clearly it's not letting me get it right now. Anyway, so they have a blog. They talk about the natural flavors. We know that natural flavors can be masking a whole bunch of different things. And they talk about what the natural flavors are that are in there, but they also talk about maltodextrin. Now, what they don't say is, oh yeah, they do. So today we use a range of 250 to 550 milligrams, which is approximately 1/10 of a teaspoon of maltodextrin as a flavor carrier. The maltodextrin used in Element is gluten-free. I don't think people care about if it's gluten-free or not. They don't want to have maltodextrin. What I will say is for myself, I take Element in my coffee in the morning when I use it. Okay. So, and I use the, in the coffee, I use the chocolate caramel flavor. And before I eat, I do my GKI. And I'm not having any kind of an impact on my ketones and blood glucose based on the fact that I had maltodextrin in my coffee in the morning. So at this point, I'm not planning on stopping using it because I'm not sensitive to it. But what they're saying here is if you're sensitive to it, some people are so sensitive to it that they can't have it even in small amounts, which really would be, I would be so upset if I was using something and I was having an impact from it, having some kind of effect from it physically, and I couldn't tell what it was because I didn't know it was in there. So that is the problem, right? Is that transparency. Like that should have always been the transparency is that, yes, we do have that. And now that it's on their blog and on their website, I don't know if it was there previously. My understanding is that it was not, and like there's this big scandal, and I'm not going to cancel them because I really like Element. I find that it for me, it's the best tasting electrolytes, even the plain ones. So if you don't want maltodextrin in your diet, please, you can either stop using Element altogether, or you can use the plain unflavored. But you can make electrolytes at your home, right? You don't even have to spend the money to buy the electrolytes. You can make electrolytes at your house, and then they will have exactly what you put in it. So that's my recommendation. So when my video comes out, which I'm hoping to get it out this week, my video is going to be about how can you make your electrolytes for yourself at your home so you know exactly what you're getting. I really like that chocolate caramel, but like I'm thinking like maybe I don't want to buy it again until they fix this problem, because they're saying that they're looking for options and they're looking for ways to resolve this issue. So you know, I've really had a great relationship with Element over the years. I mean, they really have top-notch customer service, but this whole scandal is just not ideal. I feel bad that this is what's happening and that's what it is. But yes, I do use Element in my coffee, and I do use the flavored one. And they do have a recipe here where you can make your own Element at your house. So let me put that link in the chat. All right. So right there is a recipe where you can make your own Element at your house. Okay. So, so again, I gained 5 pounds on my high fat challenge. I feel like it's because of a few of the things that I was eating. So a few of the things that I had were chicken. So I ate a lot of chicken soup. I ate like chicken thighs, roasted chicken thighs. I ate chicken wings. I did go out a couple of times and I had pizza toppings. There's a place in town here in Kalamazoo. It's called Jack's. They have their pizza is really good, and they don't put hardly any sauce on it. So that's the place I like to go to get pizza, but it's a lot of cheese. And so I feel like, and then like the night before my weigh-in, I had black pepper. Now I know I have a problem with black pepper, but my stepdad had ribs and he had pulled pork, and the ribs had black pepper. So, I'm concerned that that black pepper may have caused me to be inflamed, right before my weigh-in. So there's all these factors, and I had not weighed myself for the whole month of October. So I weighed myself on October 1st, and then I weighed myself again on November 1st. And the scale said 5 pounds. You gained 5 pounds, lady. So that was kind of a bummer. But again, I'm going to stay the course. This month, I'm going to keep the chicken out. So what is my plan for the November challenge? I have a question here. Let me just put this question up. And if there's anybody in the chat that wants to come in and tell your story, feel free to click that link, and you can come in and tell your story. So it's the link that says StreamYard. So feel free. Here it is right here. And you can come on in and tell your story. All right. So did I stop using MCT oil? So I am not using MCT oil because in the Keto Brains nootropic that I use, it has MCT powder in it. So I'm not using the oil and the powder. So right now I am not using MCT oil, but I do like MCT oil. And I used to do a lot of bulletproof coffees, which is kind of like what I'm doing now with the ghee and the other stuff that I'm putting in my coffee. But I used a product called Brain Octane, which is MCT oil, I think C7 or C8 MCT oil. And man, I'll tell you what, when you use MCT oil and you drink that in your coffee, it gives you like I don't know, it gives you a shot of ketones in the morning into your brain. And it's like, yes, I feel really good. And my brain is firing on all cylinders. I really liked the bulletproof coffees for that reason. But I can say that I don't get that kind of same vibe with the Keto Brains nootropic, but I feel it lasts longer, and my brain, it feels very clear for a longer period of time, and I feel great on it from a mental health perspective. So I really, really like it. So yes, I have stopped using MCT oil, but it's not because I won't use MCT oil. I'm just not using it right at the moment. So hopefully you guys saw that link and can get your ingredients and make your own electrolytes at home. I'm finding that I'm having a lot of leg cramps, and I'm needing to take electrolytes more often. I'm taking it more like a couple of times a day rather than just one time a day. I'll have some like knots in my legs when I'm stretching at night. And so that's why I'm doing more electrolytes lately. But we'll see. I mean, I will see what I think about this when it's time for me to repurchase my element and see kind of what they're doing to address this issue, this concern. Okay, let's talk about November. Is anybody doing a challenge or anything for the month of November? It is Thanksgiving month. Before I go there, let me talk about ButcherBox, because I recently affiliated with ButcherBox, and I did a video, and I have another video that's going to be coming out, and it's talking about the food that comes in ButcherBox. Now, ButcherBox, somebody in my comments mentioned that ButcherBox purchases meat from Australia, and that is true. I did go and look that up. And on their website, they do say that they do purchase their grass-fed and grass-finished beef from Australia, And the reason they do that is because it's the best place to get grass-fed and grass-finished beef. That's what they say on their website. Their grain-finished beef is from farms all over the Midwest of the United States. And so all their other animals are not from Australia. So depending on what you purchase, if you purchase a butcher box, it depends what you're going to get in there. So if you're getting grass-fed and grass-finished, you are going to get your beef from Australia. And so I don't have a problem with that. I don't think I do. The meat tastes really good. And the meat that came in my sample box was like grass-fed and grass-finished. And I did not, it tastes really good. It tastes really, really good. So I'm not sure, some people don't want to do these kind of, boxes and stuff like that. And hey, that's up to you whether you decide that you want to purchase something like that. But I really wanted to try it because it's all over, it's all over my news feed. I'm like, okay, I want to see what's the hype all about. So that is why I'm trying it and I'm letting you know how it is. So, at least you got somebody giving you a reference to say, oh, is it good? Is it not good? How's it taste? How's it cook up? All of those things. Like there was these beef sirloin tips that were in there, and the way they cut the sirloin tips was so thin, I literally could only cook them for 2 minutes. They had to be done in 2 minutes because otherwise they were going to be overcooked. And I don't like tough sirloin tips. So that's about butcher box. All right. So Carnivore Stork is saying, I prefer to salt my food and then I take magnesium and potassium capsule before bed. Yep, absolutely. And I do salt my food. I definitely do salt my food. And I take my electrolytes. So, and I've tried various ones. I've tried the Redmond ones. I've tried Salty, which is by Keto Chow. I've also tried the Keto Chow electrolytes, which come in a pill form or a drop form. They've got fasting drops. So there's a variety of different ones that I have tried, and I found that I really liked Element the best. So it's going to be up to you, what you decide to do with that information. If you decide that some people are using Element, some people are not. And if you decide that, I just can't deal with Element, then don't deal with Element. All right, so let's talk about November. So this month, I'm continuing on with my high fat challenge. It's going to be a stick or more of butter a day. And I've found myself on some days eating more than a stick of butter a day. So it just depends on what I'm eating. So a lot of times I will have that, 1/2 to 3/4 of a stick of butter in my coffee in the morning. And then I'm going to have, 3-4 more tablespoons full with whatever meat I'm having for my second meal typically. Plus, if I'm cooking bacon, I'm got the bacon grease. If I'm cooking eggs, I'm cooking eggs and butter and bacon grease. And so I'm definitely having the higher fat. I do like to sometimes use those ribeye fat trimmings, but I found that the last ones I got, they were just not good. They were not good. So I ended up like cooking them up and I didn't eat them. And that was like a waste of money for me. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the butter, make sure I get a whole stick of butter in every day. Then the second thing is that I'm not doing a diet per se, right? I don't want to be on a diet, you guys. I do not want to be on a diet. That's like the worst thing. I've been a perpetual dieter since I was 11. I don't want to be on a diet. So I am willing, however, to cut things out that don't make me feel good, which I'm doing for chicken for this month, because I really, really noticed the couple of times that I ate chicken, it did not make me feel great. I did notice a thing that I want to point out because I used avocado mayo in my tuna salad that I made this week. So I make a tuna salad and it has tuna and eggs and it has sardines, it has butter, and it has some of that avocado mayo. I noticed that I had a rash break out on my arm, like eczema right there. And I thought, ooh, I wonder if that avocado mayo made me break out because, I don't eat any avocado or anything like that. But that was really strange. Like that afternoon, I had these, I'm going to call them blisters, pop up on my arm. That was a bummer. So I may make my own mayo out of bacon or beef tallow so that I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about the vegetable that's in there that could potentially be causing me to have an eczema flare up. So I'm going to continue to have fish and, sardines and tuna and also other fish. I'm planning to make the fish soup that I really like. And it's got clams and clam juice and also, the one that G makes is so good. It's got lobster and scallops. And so it's going to be really, really, really good. Also, I do like codfish. So do some various fishes. So the only thing that I'm really keeping out for the month of November is going to be chicken. And I'm planning to have turkey on Thanksgiving, and that's it. Like, if I decide that I want to even eat any of it, I might eat it on Thanksgiving Day only. So, what are you doing to get ready for the holidays? I mean, how are you preparing yourself for all of these eating holidays? Are you planning to stay carnivore? Are you planning to cheat? Are you going to take a day off? Like, what's your thought on that? I can say for me, I am not planning to take a day off, and I'll tell you why. I was on keto for 5 years straight. 5 years. It was working for me. I didn't get any of the benefits that I see for carnivore. So there's some really, really positive improvements that I never saw with keto. But I was on it. I maintained weight loss. It was really great for me. One day I decided that I was going to try some sweet corn because it was summer and because I deserved it. This is how the holidays get you. I deserve a piece of German chocolate cake because it's the holiday. Or I deserve my Nana's corn casserole. I deserve some what are the things that we have in my family? I do dressing. I deserve some pound cake. I deserve some candied yams because it's the holiday. It took me 2 years to get to carnivore, where I basically was able to recover from that mix-up snafu with the doggone sweet corn. It's not worth it to me. Having done diets and many, many diets over the years and having been a perpetual diet or up and down, yo-yo dieting so many years, I'm just not willing to even try it. I'm not willing to try it. So I'm pretty strict. So I'll be the person that brings all the meats. I will be the person that brings all the meats. Because I don't want to risk it. And Faith and Hope is saying carnivore, too new to mess around. I hear you. Too new to mess around. I've been on carnivore for probably about 19 months now. And I still feel too new to mess around. Too new to mess around with all of those. And I mean, if you think about the damage that the processed foods were doing to your body in the first place, it's like, is it worth it? Like, are you going to actually have whole, real foods for the holiday, or is it a bunch of processed food anyway? So I'm not planning on cheating or treating or doing any of that stuff during the holidays. I will be eating meat and enjoying my life. Yes, I will. Arlene is here. Hey, Arlene, thank you for coming in. All right, I got 5 minutes. Does anybody want to come in? Anybody interested in coming in and telling your story? If not, we're going to wrap it up. So Arlene says, we mostly eat at home during the holidays, so I get good carnivore or ketovore foods made. So that is the thing. I do a lot of really good ketovore foods that I can make for my family. I used to make, so these are the things that I would make. I would make dressing, turkey and dressing. My kids love my dressing, but I don't make it anymore. Macaroni and cheese. Oh, yes. I was the macaroni and cheese queen. We got a different macaroni and cheese queen in the family now, so I don't need to make macaroni and cheese. Candied yams, baked beans, those are the things that my kids love because those are the things that they grew up eating. And I just cannot make them anymore. Now, I could make them is some cheesy cauliflower. We call it crackeroni and cheese because it's, it tastes, it's really delicious, like really delicious. So they like it. So, some things like that I may make, or they'll ask me to cook fried cabbage because, I make pretty good fried cabbage and stuff like that. So, but I'm not eating any of that. I'm sticking with the meats and I'm sticking with the butter. All right. Tweet and Pearl is here. Hey, I'll have to try MCT oil. Element was too expensive, so I started making my own since February earlier this year. Magnesium glycinate has better absorption than the other forms. Perfect, Tweet and Pearl. I think that is the perfect thing to do. And I'll be coming out with a video for those of you who have not made your own electrolytes at home. Super simple, and you'll have a whole bunch of it that you can use as much as you want. Carnivore Stork had to leave. Don't forget to turn your clocks back if you're in the States. Yes, it's fall back. One thing I can say is I'm happy about fall back. I do not like daylight savings time because it like messes your sleep patterns up. But if we got to fall one way, I'll take fall back. Faith and Hope, thank you so much. And then Arlene says, I make deviled eggs and rinse off a spiral ham and turkey. And I plan to make carnivore biscuits and gravy too. So that's the thing, is there's some really good recipes out there. Like Chris Cooking Nashville is killing it with the recipes. If you want something like pasta or rice or, so many things. I mean, he's even got like a refried bean recipe out there, which would be absolutely fantastic. And his mashed potatoes are fantastic. If you can tolerate egg whites, those mashed potatoes taste like mashed potatoes. It's really, really good. All right, you guys. So I appreciate everybody coming on to be here for CarnivorousGrama Speaks. I hope that you have a great plan for the month of November. Don't let the holidays sneak up on you. Get ready, be prepared to make sure that you're able to stay on track. And certainly we'll be here to support you. Definitely. Carnivore K on CCN next weekend. Tell me about CCN. What is that? I don't know what it is. CCN. I thought you said CNN for a second, but CCN. Come on, tell us what that is. And just make your plan. Be ready. If you're planning to cheat, make sure that you're ready for that day after. Oh, Chris Cooking Nashville. Okay. He's got an acronym now. Yes, Chris Cooking Nashville. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, Carnivore K. That's awesome. Yeah. So, Christian's Cooking Nashville. Yes. That's great. Yes, Chris Cooking Nashville. Okay, I know who you're talking about now. So I'll have to look for you, Carnivore K. Can't wait to see you on there. Yeah, don't let the holidays trip you up. If you're planning to cheat, make sure you have a plan to get back on track that next day. Like if it's going to be at your house, send all that junk out of your house with the people who are coming. Don't leave it in your house. And then be ready with your bacon and eggs or whatever it is that you're going to have that next day to make sure that you're able to get back on track, because the craving monster don't be playing with you, okay? The craving monster will get you if it can. So, all right, here's one. One year when I was low carb, I ate way too much low carb cheesecake, and that got me way off. So I'm not doing that. Right? Don't do it. If you already know, you already know. Don't fool yourself into thinking that it's going to work this time. If you do what you always do, what you're always done, you're going to always get what you always got. All right, you guys. So we'll be back next weekend. And for another episode of CarnivorousGrama Speaks. In the meantime, Meeting Mondays with the Fierce Felines is on Monday night at 7:00 Eastern. And it is our 1-year celebration. We are so excited. And it's going to be really fun. And so I'm looking forward to, hopefully you guys will come back and join us for that celebration. We just are so thankful that we have been able to be together for a whole year. And then also we do have a Marco Polo group. So if you are interested in coming in and being a part of our Marco Polo groups, you can do that by clicking the join button and choosing Felines Carnivore Life at that level in order to be part of our Marco Polo community group. It's absolutely fabulous, you guys. It's really nice. We keep the groups small so that everybody can get that individualized attention. So you guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.